What's up, brothers and sisters? Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. Now we're gonna get into something that you know, that's gonna be very profound if you trying to figure out the prophecy of God. What they have done with the Bible, they have gave us stories. The stories in the Bible are connected to prophecy. And see, this is why we have what? So-called lost and rejected scriptures. Now they need to take this word lost out and they call it rejected because they rejected certain books to connect with the Bible. They only want us to read 66. It's many other books that go with the Bible. It's just not 66. How we get 66? Come on now, y'all. So this is something that has a lot of the so-called lost and rejected books inside of it. And one of the lost and rejected books that I'm finna read out of is the War Scrolls. And I'm finna connect it to the Bible to snap us back into reality so we can see the prophecy of God. Because the prophecy of God is going to profit us. The stories will not profit us. They're just stories. But if you don't know the meaning of these stories hold no weight to your life. Now, if you understood the meaning of these stories, they mean a whole lot, especially to this generation, because it was written for us. So I'm finna read a passage out the War Scrolls. Now, many people probably never even heard of the War Scrolls. What are the War Scrolls? The War Scrolls is actually what we are doing right now. We are fighting with our tongues. That's why Christ said, I'm going to come fight with you with the sword that's in my mouth. So this war and this social media and how we all come on social media, we argue about this, we fight about this. This person know the Bible better than this person know the Quran, but this a war going on. But this is written about. But we don't see it. We blind to what we are actually doing. We're actually blind to it, and I'm going to prove it. So I'm finna read a passage out of the War Scrolls. Follow me. Okay, so you see what this says. The Encyclopedia of the Lost and Rejected Scriptures. This is the War Scrolls. So let's go, y'all. Let's read something. It says, Then the chief priest shall stand, and with him his brothers, the priests, the Levites, and all the men of the army. He shall read aloud the prayer for the appointed time of battle. So y'all know when the Bible say appointed feast days, right? Appointed feast days. That means God gonna appoint these days. They're not gonna be appointed by what people think. So somebody's gonna stand there, and what that person gonna be? Let's go back. This will be a chief priest. Now, where is our chief? It can't be in the sky because it say he shall stand, and with him his brothers. So he gonna be reading the power in the battle upon time, as it is written in the book, the rule of his time, including all the words of their thanksgiving. Then he shall form all the battle lines as written in the book of war. Then the priest appointed for the time of vengeance by all his brothers shall walk about and encourage them for the battle. And he shall say in response, Be strong and courteous. Have y'all heard those words before in the Bible? As warriors, fear not, nor be discouraged, and let not your heart be faint. So, who is this chief priest? Let's go to the Bible, y'all. Voila, Hebrews 5. It reads, For every high priest taken from among men is ordained for men in things pertaining to God, that he may offer what? Both gifts of the Spirit, and what? He also has the sacrifice for sins. But all we say is Jesus. But in Hebrews 5, it say every high priest. So this chief priest that's spoken of in the War Scrolls will be what? A priest taken from among men and ordained by God for men. So when we read the War Scrolls, or if we was to read the War Scrolls, we'll be looking for a high priest, a chief priest, not somebody to crack the sky. And see, this is why a lot of these books are taken out, because it snaps you back into the things that's going to profit you. A man in the skies will never profit people on earth. But a high priest taken from among people on earth will profit them, because he will be on earth with them to give them what? The prophecy that they wait to be fulfilled. But if you don't know these things, you will be believing in the hocus pocus. The hocus pocus. So right now, what? This is the day of the congregation. This is why all this is happening. People are dedicating their life to building the congregation of God and never went to school. So let's read again, y'all. Again, I'm in the first page of the Washroads. This is a different page. Encyclopedia of the Lost and Rejected. So let's go down. It says, on the day of the congregation of the gods and the congregation of men. Now, what is this right here? The gods and men. Because who is the image of God? Christ. Christ will be on earth with who? People. Making them what? In the image of Christ, which is the image of God. So they will be what? The congregation of the gods. Then you will have what? Those who believe in what? Man teachings. Let every man be a liar. So the scripture says what? You have, let every man be a liar. So you have the congregation of men which believe in the teachings of men. They shall engage one another, and the outcome will be great carnage. The sons of light and the forces of darkness shall fight one another to show the strength of God with a roar. So these going to be sounds. You're not going to be waiting for nothing to crack the sky for the water to go on. It's teachings. It's information. And it say of a great multitude and the shout of gods and men. So remember, on earth right now, you got God shouting, but you got men shouting also to create this heavenly war. Then it says, and it will be a day of disaster. It is a time of distress for all the people who are redeemed by God. Let's go back. It is a time of distress for all the people who are redeemed by God. Compared to all their afflictions, no day exists like this, and it is hasting to its completion as an eternal redemption. So the redemption that we've been lied to that happened 2,000 years ago is actually happening now. It says on the day of their battle against Kidman. Now, if you look up this word Kidman, it represents what? The western coastlands. If you look up the word Kidman, it represents the western coastland, which is the western society that what? The children of Jacob is captive in. It say they shall go out to what? Unalive in battle. Now, this unaliving is not us Christ coming back and cutting people's heads off. This is the information, as I told you earlier. I'm going to fight with you with the sword that's in my mouth. Okay, so I just read you two passages from the Washroads to bring the reality of why we doing what we doing. Why we come on social media arguing. Why are we arguing on the street corners? Because this is a war that has sprung up as prophesied. The same war that the Bible talks about, the heavenly war, where Michael and his angels fight with Satan and his angels. Satan is deception that's in man. Michael is what? If you look up the word Michael in Hebrew, it's the one who is like God. So the one who is like God will be Christ, to stand up and what? Read the prayer out loud, which is the hope, because the scriptures is the hope for the children of Abraham. Because what do? We hope to be redeemed. So this is what and that's why we say this book, the Bible, belongs to the priest. It didn't say everybody gonna read it, but now everybody is reading it, and now we don't understand it. We don't even understand the chief priest is among us. So again, I hope this gave you a little edification on why these books are rejected and why they are hiding these books, because again, they snap us back into reality to make us see the prophecy of God and what's going to actually profit us. Peace.